Welcome, ladies and gents, to the very first edition of the Motion Pic Show. Today I'll be covering not just one film, but 2 whole months worth of cinematic goodies. There's a lot to cover, but alas, not much time for it. So let's get this show on the road. Suicide Squad had a promising concept, a solid director, great talent in front of the camera, and a mere handful of great moments. Unfortunately, those moments were checkpoints spread out across a very uneven journey, tied together by an uninspired narrative with a fairly derivative climax. That would be forgiven, however, if these characters were given the opportunity to truly shine. A 90s Will Smith charisma aside, there wasn't quite enough to warrant the investment. Suicide Squad is pleasant but weak. And yes, I prefer Batman v Superman. Now, The Shallows is not a drama about an aptly named family of superficial snobs. It is, however, a shark movie that deserves way more attention than those stupid Sharknado flicks. Blake Lively stars as an incredibly resourceful surfer in this genuinely tense, contained maritime thriller. This movie surprised me. Lively gave a really credible performance. The storytelling had me invested, and I cared about the outcome way more than I expected to. The Shallows is my cup of tea. Now, I love me some stop motion animation. I don't care if it ruins my syntax. One company that has perfected this style of filmmaking is Leica Entertainment. And in terms of sheer invention and artistry, they have truly outdone themselves with Kubo and the Two Strings. The film is about a boy who possesses a peculiar power. Through his musical prowess on a 3-stringed instrument, he imbues paper with life. Along with the help of a monkey and an amnesiac ex-warrior, he goes on a wild origami-fueled adventure to fight off the powers of evil. I have to admit, I was a little let down by the ending, but the film more than makes up for it with its pure imagination, and also the fact that it's seriously dark and twisted for a kid's film. Kubo and the Two Strings is sensational. Now, this film gives a whole new meaning to the expression robbing a man blind. Don't Breathe inverts the classic home invasion premise and has us rooting for a bunch of small-time crooks. The film turned out to be a little more cringe-inducingly disturbing than I'd originally hoped for, but the film mostly relies on effectively built suspense thanks to a director who seems to know what he's doing. And if you don't enjoy being at the edge of your seat in movies, then you should probably sit on the floor for this one. It's really intense. Don't Breathe is my cup of tea, and bordering on sensational. Sorry to disappoint, but this isn't a Monsters Inc. spin-off. Clint Eastwood directs Tom Hanks in a biopic based on true events. Going in, I knew what I was in for. A solid film with great performances and a mildly sleep-inducingly straightforward narrative. But boy do I love it when a film shatters my expectations. Sully had me engaged, nay invested, nay enthralled from open to close. This film delivers courtroom drama, internal conflict, disaster film thrills way better than just about any recent release. Sully truly is sensational. Let's face it, this remake of a remake doesn't exactly have original written all over it. That doesn't mean it can't be a fun action adventure brought to life by some mighty fine performances. Like with this year's Suicide Squad, I was hoping for some more substantial character development. That said, the gunslinging is certainly worth your time, with a suitably climactic showdown that is pretty epic. It's decent entertainment. It's my cup of tea. For his latest film, Tim Burton trades in some of the CGI effects for the more traditional makeup effects and stop-motion animation from his roots. Artistically, I felt like I got something special out of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Thankfully, the engaging storytelling, featuring a fresh twist on the time travel genre, manages to match its aesthetically pleasing package. At least, it does so in my opinion. In fact, it's probably my favourite Burton joint since Sweeney Todd. It's magical, creepy, and occasionally breathtaking. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children is sensational! And that wraps up today's show. Please let me know what you think of my latest approach. I realise it doesn't allow for me to delve into too much depth, but it does allow for me to cover films that would otherwise be left unreviewed. And as always, if you're logged in, please hit like and hit subscribe for the full Motion Pics experience. Till next time.